Hello, everyone. My name is Chance. Your guys' Professor Nick. Obviously, he's from, Boston University. Shout out to your professor. But him and my good friend here that you guys know asked me to make this video for you guys. And I'm not gonna hold any punches. And I hate to say it, but in this instance, there is no room for professionalism. There's only reality. I want you guys to know the reality of what really goes on. First of all, if you guys don't know, my name is Chance Wilkins, also more formerly known as the YouTube handle, or under the YouTube handle, Cyrax. For the last 8 years, I have been the victim of online trolling, as well as hate and smear campaigns. My story begins in 2017, when I was hanging out with a good friend of mine, doing a podcast, hanging out, when this guy named Music Biz Marty showed up in chat one day. Don't know how he found the channel, but it is what it is. And he decided to try to play Mr. Smartass, for a lack of better terms. Excuse my French. But he decided to be smart and try to, make snarky comments, and that went on for a while. And I kind of ignored it, and me and my friend kind of ignored it. Until, that went on for about, I'd say 2-3 years. And then during the 4th year is when things got really, really bad. He decided to do something that would change the course of my life for the rest of my life. And it has. It's changed my life for the worst. He decided to try to isolate me from my friends and family in the most crude, cruel, awful way you can do it to a person. This man decided to do an illegal, and I do mean very illegal, sting against me. He decided to pull an illegal entrapment move. And what he did was he hired this other YouTuber by the name of Mass Troll Mafia, who is not very much liked on the internet at all. She's very hated for a lot of valid and very good reasons. And what he did with her, to me, is I would never wish it on anyone. I would never wish what I've been through on anyone, and what this man did was terrible. He hired her to entrap me illegally. And how he did that was he had her pretend to be an 18-year-old of age female who was interested in me and interested in my work and stuff like that. And over time, while talking, she tricked me into sending certain photos. And once that happened, she sent one back. And then little did I know, she would pull the most vile, evil, disgusting move you could pull on a person. She claimed to be, after sending the photo, which I later found out the photo she sent was actually of her daughter. And I went to the police about it. Nothing got done. And so once that incident happened, my whole life got turned upside down. And I mean, my whole world got turned upside down. From that point on, people would show up to my house, steal things off of my family's porch and from around our house outside. They would, as stupid as it sounds, they would steal no trespassing signs off of our property. And that would also soon escalate into things like people showing up to my house claiming that they know me, Well, at one point, somebody had shot at me through my window back here. As you guys can see right here, my window, we got the curtain up for obvious reasons. They ended up shooting at me, and the bullet ended up missing me and going into my mattress. And the bullet is still there to this very day. Reason why it's still there is I called the police the very next day. They came out and basically said they weren't going to go after the person because they were probably long gone. Okay, understandable. Well, after that happened, Music Biz Marty began showing up to my house uninvited and unwelcomed multiple times. First time he left, second time he left after he was confronted by my family because my family was trying to protect me. The third time he showed up, he actually stayed at an Airbnb back here behind my house, which is like catty corner over here, like back this way. And I went over there to confront him calmly. He walked away with a broken nose. I had to get it fixed. I had to get it popped back into place. I had a black eye, the whole 9 yards. The only reason why I survived was because one of my neighbors saw what was going on and screamed at him to get off of me. If it wasn't for that neighbor, I probably would have ended up in the hospital. And soon after that, things would escalate when this guy named Tibbs TV tried to blackmail me and set me up again. What he did was he had one of his little friends pretend to be of age and then of age again. And I caught on to this very early on. And I told him, look, I know you're of age. Stop screwing around. What's going on? Like, why are you doing this? Well, Tibbs TV then decided to come in after that whole incident, and he decided to blackmail me. Help my parents sue me if I did not admit that I was. So to protect myself and my family from having to go to court against my dad, I had to give him what he wanted because I figured if I gave him what he wanted, that he would leave me alone. Little did I know that that was the wrong move. Because in my mind, I was just protecting my family and my friends. I was protecting myself from harm. I was protecting myself from an evil person because I didn't want to sit there and have to go to court against my own dad who, yes, he has since disowned me because of the trolling. But there's that part of me that still cared about him. There's that part of me that still loved my dad that didn't want to fight against him. That didn't want to go to court against my own dad. Because I love my dad. Even though he's an asshole, even though me and him do not speak, I still care about him. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. And I figured if I gave this man what he wanted, he would leave me alone. Even though I knew that it was blackmail, I did what I had to do to protect myself and my family. Little did I know that that would soon come around to make things worse. Over the past 2 years, since that incident, I have had several documentaries made about me. At one point, I had actually attempted 2 different times because of these people. And yes, I did seek help and I got help and I'm doing much better. I have been relentlessly ridiculed. I have lost my job with the platform that I used to be a part of called Twitch. A lot of you guys might know it. Because of these people, I had lost all my sponsors. I had lost everything because of these people. This next part is one of the hardest parts for me to even talk about, even still, because it's so recent. Over the past couple of months, these people have done some very, very vile stuff beyond what I thought was possible. You see, back in October of last year, I began dating my high school sweetheart, who, like I said, I've known since high school. And me and her dated, from October of last year up until last month. What these people did was they sent a troll to her to the place she was staying at and tricked her into thinking that this dude was a good dude and that I was a bad guy. She left me without saying a word or anything. And to this day, I still get relentlessly ridiculed. Because when I was with her, she has a son named Callum. And to me, because I was there during Callum's entire life, to me, he was my son. I helped to raise him as much as I could from my end. And that's one of the reasons why it hurts so much to talk about that, because when she left, not only did I lose the woman that I loved, I lost somebody that I saw as my son, as my own flesh and blood. And that hurt a lot. But here recently, things have gotten ramped up quite a bit in a very, very bad way. These people have began DDoSing me. They have done several DDoS attacks to the point where I've had to reinstall Windows onto my computer at least 3 different times. These people have bricked 2 of my Xboxes over the last 8 years. I now no longer have an Xbox because of them. And it's been hard. Like, if I go to make a brand new Facebook under a name that, isn't even my name, they still find me. And it's the same thing with YouTube. I make a brand new channel, they somehow find it. These people have done everything from steal my music and go into the fake artist name, Lance Chilkins, which is my name with some of the letters mixed around. They have stolen and copywritten a lot of, if not all of my music that I've released over the last 8 years. These people have made it pretty much impossible for me to get a job, because no one around here wants to hire me because of the things that they've done to me. And these people they've caused my family a lot of pain and heartache. Like I said, I've had friends that have walked away and abandoned me. I've had friends, that I was close to for 17 plus years walk out of my life. I've had family members that I've had to disown because they decided to side with the troll community. Before I was being trolled really, really bad, before it got bad, I was doing stuff like this. This is actually a plaque from 2021 when I had released my first physical album, which is no longer available, sadly, because I ran out of copies. But that's the kind of stuff that I do. I have been told that I talk when I don't. These people make up screenshots just to fuel their narrative. And it kills me, because this is what I deal with every day. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you guys did, please share my story with everyone. Hopefully you guys can team with your professor to try to put a stop to this, because I don't want to see any of you end up in the same position that I ended up. I ended up in a very messed up position. One minute I was hanging out, doing my music, living my life, and then the next minute I'm fighting for my life every day. Because of these people, I deal with PTSD, I deal with depression, I deal with anxiety and panic attacks, I deal with night terrors, I deal with all of that on a daily basis because of this. My mental health has deteriorated over time, but thankfully I have been getting help. I have been seeing a counselor, and thank God it's the counselor that I know. He's actually a good dude. And I do have a great support system with my friends and my family. But one tactic that these people will use quite often is the tactic of, if you don't stop talking to him, we're going to do this to you and that to you. And they do this on Kiwi Farms. They do this on YouTube posts, on Reddit posts, on Facebook groups, all because they want to fuel their narrative. And I'm hoping that, through my story, I can inspire some of you guys to take action against this kind of stuff, because what I got put through is not okay. What I got put through was very evil and very cruel and very, very messed up. I've even asked this main guy, Music Biz Marty, what his deal is and why he decided to target me. And he could never come up with a clear, valid answer at all. But I do hope that you guys can, take something away from this. And I do hope that this video inspires you guys to take action against Kiwi Farms and the troll community and people like Music Biz Marty, N-Word Boy, and William Glory Hole, and Mash Troll Mafia, and other people out there that are very, very evil that like to do this stuff. And I'm not the only one. There's many other people out there, such as King Cobra JFS, and just more recently, another very good example, more recently over the last couple of years, is the TikToker known as the Inquisitor, who went through a very similar situation. And if you don't know that situation, I highly, highly suggest and I highly urge you guys to look that up. That is another person that went through a very similar incident to what I deal with and to what I went through. But more recently, there was another person that the troll community considers a lol cow by the name of Tofia Chu, who was shot at, and her mom was hospitalized, and her brother was shot and killed because she would not do what the trolls wanted, and they shot and killed her brother, and they hospitalized her mom. Thankfully, she made it out okay. Thankfully, Tofia Chu and her mom are okay, but unfortunately, her brother has passed and succumbed to his injuries. But I do hope that you guys gain something from this. And believe it or not, there's a lot of videos out there on me raging out, and those videos of me raging out are genuinely me getting upset because I was tired of being pushed aside. And I just hope and pray that, you guys see that I'm just like you guys. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just an honest person trying to make an honest living for myself, my friends, my family, so I can have a future for myself, and my friends and family can have a future. But I just want to say thank you guys for taking this moment to watch this video. I do sincerely appreciate what you guys are doing with this. Um, and if you guys would like to reach out to me at any point in time, what I will do is I will give my friend here my Discord. Well, he has my Discord. If you guys would like to reach out to me there, you can. But I will also give him my Facebook and my email address for you guys, so that if anybody wants to reach out and talk, we could definitely do that, because I want to get a discussion going. I want to inspire you guys to try to make a change on social media, because this is something that is plaguing not only me, but a lot of social media in general. It's evil stuff like this that goes on that social media does not do anything about, that social media does need to do something about. And like I said, what I mentioned to you guys earlier in this video is just a handful of things that are very evil that they have done to me. They've also done far worse things that I can't even say, because they are that vile and that evil. And they had me do them to myself. And there are things that I can't share on camera that, were very wrong and very, very vile. And because of those other things, every day I feel defiled and violated. Every day. Because of these people. And it's wrong. But I do hope that you guys, sincerely, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, if you guys would like to reach out to me, you guys can. As I said, my friend here has my Discord. And if you guys would like my Facebook, I'll send him both my Facebook and my email. So if any of you guys would like to reach out to me at any given time, you're more than welcome to. I would love to get to know you guys. I would love to hang out with y'all. And hopefully, even though I'm here in Ohio, hopefully we can all come together to try to make a change for the better, to not only get my life back that was stolen from me, but hopefully together we can come together and make a better change for social media, because I want to be the voice, and I want to help you guys to be a voice for social media and for people that are handedly screwed with and scrutinized. Because these kinds of people that I deal with, they are very evil. And no one deserves to go through what I went through, what my family went through for the last 8 years. My life has been miserable. It has been a never-ending nightmare for me. And I just hope that we can all come together to try to make a change on social media, to try to, make things better, not only for myself, but safer for everyone in general. Because as I said, I would not wish what I went through on anybody. And I hope and pray that if any of you guys are looking to do social media of any kind, whether it's content creating on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, just be careful of who you talk to. Because people like that I've dealt with are evil people. They are very vile. They are disgusting. And quite frankly, I have had said and done a lot of things that may not be right or okay. But I only did those things because my family had reached out to law enforcement and every branch of authorities that we could to seek help in the very beginning. But law enforcement or any form of authorities had failed us. And which left me feeling desperate. And so I decided to try to, stop myself, and that ultimately didn't go very well. At one point, it actually ended up me almost getting arrested. But thankfully, my family stepped in and whatnot and explained what's going on, and yeah, that whole thing, you know. But again, guys, I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video and to hear me out, because as I said, I've been dealing with this for over 8 years, and I want to make a change for the better. I want to put a stop to this just as much as I know a lot of you guys would like to see this put to a stop. Because I want to be my old self again, where I can record songs and release them and, do live shows and live cover shows and, do things that I used to do. Because before all this went on, I was doing everything from photography, artwork. I have friends that are in bands. I would go and see them and show support for them and hang out with them at all their shows because they're local bands, and I would actually get out and I would have fun. I would live my life. And hopefully with your guys' help, I can get back to that. And hopefully with me, your guys' Professor Nick, shout out to you, sir, and to, my friend here with, all of our helps, maybe we can come together and find a solution to put an end to this and to raise awareness for people like myself that get put through this on a daily basis. Because when I say these people don't have any morals, they don't. They will do everything from create fake screenshots to clipping and sewing together videos to make you look like you're saying something that you're not saying just to fit their narrative. They will dig into your real life, find out your friends, your family, where you work, all that stuff, just so they can do what they want with you. And it's very evil, it's very underhanded, it's very vile, it's very cruel, and it's not okay. But again, guys, I'm sorry for the rant, but I thank you guys for watching this. I truly do. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you guys did, share this around with your friends, your family. Let's get a conversation going. Let's get this rolling. Let's get the ball rolling. And let's try to put a stop to this so that, you guys can actually see the real me instead of the me that I'm sure you guys will see online. I want people to see who I really am as a person. Because that person that everybody's making me out to be online, you can ask your guys' friend here. That's not who I am in real life. I'm a music artist. I love to inspire people through my music. I love to evoke and get emotions and reactions out of my dark artwork. Because I do a lot of dark horror and, reality-based artwork that's very dark, but also very, it'll make you think. Like, I want to be able to do stuff like that again. I want to be able to release merchandise again. But, hopefully with your guys' help, hopefully that can happen. But again, thank you guys to, my friend who had me do this. I appreciate you, man. And again, to, your guys' professor, thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to share my story. I genuinely appreciate it 1,000%. I truly and genuinely appreciate your help. And with that being said, thank you guys. And as I always say to all my actual followers, stay humble, stay positive, keep being yourself, and keep chasing your dreams. See you guys later.